Students, now test series set B of mathematics is there in front of you, and a few questions I will take as we did for set A. Now the question paper has some simple questions, some average questions, some difficult questions. So I would like to take all those important and difficult questions which you need to have a study of. To begin with, I'll take question number 2 of set B mathematics. Now this question says that in the given figure, as you can see on the board, PA and PB are tangents to the circle from external point P. PA and PB are the tangents from external point P. CD is the third tangent, as you can see, touching at Q, and we have been told that PA is given 15 centimeter and we need to find the perimeter of triangle PCD. Now, how to tackle this particular question? You look what to find. Perimeter of triangle PCD. Now, perimeter of a triangle means sum of all its sides. So, if I talk about perimeter of PCD, it means PC plus CD plus DB. So, we need to work for an arrangement where we can bring these three sides together. Now, here if you look at this problem and analyze properly, you would find that here you can see tangents drawn to this circle from an external point. Like from P we have PA and PB, from C we have CA and CQ, and from D we have DB and DQ. These are the tangents drawn to this circle from external point. And we know that the tangents drawn to a circle from an external point are equal. So if we work on these points, bring them together in a proper manner, we can reach the conclusion for this particular question. Now, we know that PA is equal to PB, CA is equal to CQ, and DB is equal to DQ. Let's write them first. Now, for all these three, we need to use only one property, and we'll write that property first. So the solution of this particular question will begin this way. We'll write tangents drawn to a circle from external point are equal. We just need to mention this point once. Then we can write CA is equal to CQ. Let this relation be named as number 1. Then DB is equal to DQ. Let this be number 2, and then I can write PA is equal to PB. Now students, here what do I do to bring this perimeter of triangle PCD? Perimeter means PC plus CD plus DB. Now if you look at this PA has PC and CA. And CA can be written as CQ, as we have shown, CA is equal to CQ. Here you can say PB has PD plus DB and DB can be written as DQ. So if we use this particular property, we can come to the conclusion where PA can be related with the perimeter of triangle PCD. Now, I am doing one thing. I am adding PA to both sides. If I do so, here if I add PA to PA, I get 2PA, and here I get PA plus PB. Now if I go on to solve it further, PA can be split as PC plus CA, so I write this way. Therefore twice of PA is equal to PC plus CA, and PB can be split as PD plus DB. So here I write PD plus DB. Now, if you look at the requirement, the perimeter, I have got PC, I have got CD. I have got PC and I have got PD. PC and PD I have got. Now what do I need to bring together? I need to bring CD now. Now there you can see it is CA, and CA can be written as CQ, and there is DB can be written as DQ. So in place of CA, I write PC in place of CA, I can write CQ, plus in place of PD, I write PD. In place of DB, I write DQ. This I have got from relations 1 and 2. So I must mention them. Now here, if you see them, this CQ plus DQ will give you CD. So I can write PC plus CD plus PD, and that means the perimeter of triangle PCD. So twice of PA is equal to this. We know the value of PA, that is 15, so we can find the perimeter. So I can say therefore 2 into 15 is equal to perimeter of triangle PCD. So conclusion is perimeter of triangle PCD is equal to 30 centimeter. This is the final answer. The next question is question number 7 of your test paper, which says that prove that a parallelogram circumscribing a circle is a rhombus. Here you can see in this figure, I have drawn a parallelogram ABCD and it is circumscribing the circle. Circumscribing means enclosing, and enclosing in such a way that it touches the parts of the circle. So here at P, Q, R and S, this parallelogram is circumscribing the circle. And we need to prove that this parallelogram ABCD is a rhombus. Now students, you know that rhombus has a unique property, and it means or the property says that the adjacent sides are equal. So if I want to prove this as a rhombus, I just need to prove that the adjacent sides are equal, like AB is equal to BC, or BC is equal to CD, or CD is equal to AD, whatever. So any one pair of adjacent sides, if we can prove them equal, then our job is done. Now this is a parallelogram. Now if it is a parallelogram, it means the opposite sides are equal. This side is equal to this side is equal to this side. Now we need to devise a method where we can bring them together and we can prove that AB is equal to BC, or AB is equal to AD, or whatever you want to do. Now for that we need to bring actually the sides together. Only then we can establish a relation required to prove it as a rhombus. How to do? Now here also I will try to bring this side and this side together, and this side and this side together, and then you will see what happens. Now here I can see that AP and AS are the tangent segments drawn from point A to this circle. Similarly, BP and BQ, CQ and CR, and so on. And we again can use the property tangents drawn to a circle from an external point are equal, and we can solve it. So in our proof section, we will go in this manner. Tangents drawn to a circle from an external point are equal. Using this I can say AP is equal to AS, then BP is equal to BQ, and then taking this DR equal to DS, and CR is equal to CQ. Now why am I putting the parts of this side on the left hand side? Because I told you we need to bring this and this side together. Now if I add these all, I get AP plus BP, which I can put in one bracket, plus DR plus CR, which I can put in another bracket. Now for the right hand side, if you can say AS and DS together make AD, so I can take AS and DS, so I write AS plus DS in one bracket, and remains what? BQ and CQ. We write BQ and CQ together in the another bracket. Now here we get AP plus BP is AB, DR plus CR is CD or DC. Here we get AD, and there we get BC. Now we came to the conclusion that AB plus CD is equal to AD plus BC. Now since this is a parallelogram, you know, a parallelogram has opposite side equal. So in place of AB and CD, or rather I would say in place of CD I can write AB. So this becomes AB plus AB. So I can write therefore AB plus AB is equal to here AD plus BC. AD plus BC, in place of BC I can write AD, or in place of AD I can write BC. So whichever way I go, I take this AD plus AD. Now the reason for this is ABCD is a parallelogram which is given to us. So here I get AB plus AB is twice AB and AD plus AD is twice AD. 2 gets cancelled. I get AB is equal to AD. It means I have got AB equal to AD, a pair of adjacent sides equal. Therefore I can say that ABCD is a rhombus. So hence proved. Now the next question is the important one, question number 12. This is a question from arithmetic progression. The sum says if the sum of m terms of an AP is the same as sum of n terms. As you can see over here, S of m is equal to S of n. Sum of m term equal to sum of n terms, and it is required to show that sum of m plus n terms is 0. Sum of m plus n term is 0. So student, whenever you come across such kind of sum, keep into mind that you need to establish a relationship between the variables involved in this particular case. Like sum of m terms, if I take the formula for Sn is m by 2, 2a plus m minus 1 into d. So it's for m, so m, and sum of n terms, it will be n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So if I use the relation, I come to this particular conclusion. Now if I cancel this 2, which can easily cancel, and if I open the bracket, I get what? Multiply with m, I get 2am plus m minus 1 into md, n into this is 2an plus n minus 1 into nd. Now, as I told you that you need to establish a relation between the variables involved to come to a conclusion. The conclusion that we want to come to is sum of m plus n is 0. So if sum of m plus n we need to find, now if I just stop over here and move to this particular part, I take this particular part of the board, S of m plus n, if I apply the formula properly, I get m plus n by 2 into 2a plus m plus n minus 1 into d. I have just applied the formula. Now here you can see inside there are 4 variables rather, a, m, n and d. What I will do from here, I will try to establish a relation between a and d. If I am able to do that, I will be able to reach to the conclusion. Now how that? Here you can see a is here and a is here. So what I do, I bring this over here and I take this over there, so that I can establish a relation between a and b. So for that, I bring this 2am to this side, it becomes 2am is already there, this comes over here, it comes minus 2am. This is already there, so n minus 1 into nd. I take this to that side, it becomes minus m minus 1 into nd. Here I can take 2a common, so I get in the bracket as m minus a. Here I can take d common, so I get n minus 1 into d. If I open the bracket, I get nd minus d, and here d comes out common, I multiply with m, so it becomes, no, since I have taken d common, so I multiply with n, so it is n square minus n. I am taking d common, so I multiply this with m, so I get minus m square minus minus plus m into 1 is m. So I come to this conclusion. Now students, I can see that 2a is the requirement over here. So if I find 2a in terms of something, then my job will be done. Here I can see m minus n over here, and I can see m minus n over here also. So I need to search for the fact that is this particular factor gets cancelled. So what I will do, I'll try to factorize this particular part. Now here m minus n is there. If I say I can write this as, I can arrange this as m minus n, then minus m square plus n square. So what I will do, I will just write it once again as 2a into m minus n is equal to b into, inside the bracket I am writing this as, arranging this as m minus n, then minus m square plus n square. So here b, here you can see this m minus n, I write this in bracket. Here I take minus common, this will come as m square minus n square inside another bracket. Now you know that if I write this as m minus n, this is an identity which can be written as m plus n into m minus n. Now here what I can see, I can write this as 2a into m minus n. Here m minus n and m minus n both are there, so I can take them common. D into m minus n, and what remains, this comes out, here is 1 minus m minus n is out. If I multiply with this, I get minus m minus n. So here I come to a conclusion, okay, that this can be factorized in this manner. Here you can see m minus n and m minus get cancelled, so I get 2a is equal to d into 1 minus m minus n. If I mark this as number 1, I can use that, and I can substitute this in place of 2a, and if I do so, I get m plus n by 2. In place of 2a, I will write this d into 1 minus m minus n plus whatever we have, m plus n minus 1 into d over here. We have used relation number 1, so we write from 1. Now here you can see d is again common, take out d common and see the magic. M plus n by 2 into d, what will remain? 1 minus m minus n plus m plus n minus 1. And look at this particular part, everything gets cancelled. Plus 1 with minus 1, minus m with plus m, minus n with plus n. This becomes 0, and anything multiplied with 0 is what? 0. So we come to the conclusion that s of m plus n is equal to 0. Hence we can say that it is proved. The next question is question number 15, a question from trigonometry. It's given the angle of elevation of a jet fighter from a point A on the ground is 60 degrees. It is just like you are looking at a jet at a particular height. So the point is this, from where the person is looking, and the jet is over here. The angle of elevation is 60 degree. This angle CAB is 60 degree. Now it's given after a flight of 15 seconds, the plane moves from C to D. It takes 15 seconds, time taken to move from C to D is 15 seconds as mentioned over here. The angle of elevation changes to 30 degree. Here the angle of elevation changes. As you look further, the angle decreases. So the angle over here is 30 degree. If the jet is flying at a speed of 720 km per hour, speed is given as so much, then we need to find the constant height at which the jet is flying. This height is required. So students, let's talk about this question in detail. Now if I need to find this CB or D, which are both as height, I just write them as h, just to make my work easier. Now if I want to find this particular thing, I need to use this triangle ABC, where I know one angle. If I know the value of AB, my job is done. If I want to find DE, I need to take triangle ADE, and to find DE, I have angle 30 degree, I need to find AE. So there are two methods, either you use triangle ABC or you use triangle AED, but the condition is, for using this triangle you need to find AB, and for using this triangle you need to find AE. Now neither do we know AB nor do we know BE, but if you look at the problem properly, if you consider the conditions given over here in a proper manner, you will come to the conclusion that BE is equal to CD, and CD is a distance, and distance the formula for distance is speed into time, and we have been given both. Speed is given as 720 km per hour and the time taken is given as 15 seconds. So if I multiply speed and time, I get the distance, and that distance will be CD. And this is the helping hand that we require to tackle this particular problem. So the first and foremost thing will be for us to find the value of CD. Now, students, you know that while applying the formula in physics or in mathematics, you need to be very careful about the unit system. So here you can see that the speed is given in kilometer per hour and the time is given in seconds. They both are not compatible. So we need to work on first to convert the speed into meter per second, or to convert the time into hour. It would be better, as far as my consideration goes, to convert the speed from kilometer per hour to meter per second. So I'll start in the same manner. For the solution part, I first convert the speed, that is 720 km per hour, into meter per second. Now you must have read in the earlier classes that kilometer per hour can be converted into meter per second by multiplying by a ratio, and that is 5 by 18. So I'll do that. I'll multiply the 5 by 18, it gets converted into meter per second. Here I can say it is 40 times over here, 18 4 to 72 and 0. So V is 40 into 2, that is 200 meters per second. Time is given as 15 seconds. So therefore I can say that the distance CD is equal to speed into time, 200 into 15, and that comes as 3000 meters. So I got the value of CD, but I don't have the value of AB. Now CD is equal to BE, so I know the value of BE. So since I don't know the value of this, I need to take the help of another variable. What I will do, I will take this AB as X, and because CD is equal to BE, so this is now what? 3000 meter for me. Now if I take two triangles, I use them, I get two equations, and using two equations and following the method of elimination, I can easily find the value of H. How? Let's see. Now in triangle ABC, if you can see, this is angle 60, this is the side to be found out, and this is the side which is not known to us, but we take it as X. Now as far as this angle is concerned, this is the opposite side and this is the adjacent side. So here, to relate these two, we need to use the trigonometric ratio called tan. So in triangle ABC, I can say that tan 60 is equal to h upon x. The value of tan 60 is root 3 is h upon x. So I can say that x is equal to h upon root 3. Let this be relation number 1, which will be used by us in the further problem part. Now, if I take triangle AED, in triangle AED, I can say that tan 30 is equal to h upon x plus 3000. Now, value of tan 30 is 1 upon root 3, that is h upon x plus 3000. If I go on to multiply it further, I get x plus 3000 is equal to h root 3, and here in place of x, or rather I will first do x is equal to, I transpose this to that side, h root 3 minus 3000. Let this be relation number 2. So students, if you look at relation number 1 and 2, you can see the left hand side is same, so we can say that the right hand side is also the same. So therefore I can say that from 1 and 2, this is equal to this. So I can say h root 3 is equal to h root 3 minus 3000. If I cross multiply, I get h is equal to root 3 into this is 3h minus this into this is 3000 root 3. Now if I transpose, I get this over here, I get minus 2h, and from there I get h is equal to 3000 root 3 by 2, and that comes as 1500 root 3 meters. So the height of the plane from the ground is 1500 root 3 meter. The value of root 3 is given in the question. You just need to put that value and find the answer in decimals. The next question is an important one, question number 17 from surface area and volume. It's given a well of diameter 3 meter and 14 meter deep is dug. You can see I have just tried to picturize in front of you. एक वेल है, जमीन के नीचे उसको खोदा गया, ये ग्राउंड लेवल है, ये ग्राउंड लेवल है, तो ये वेल है, इसकी हाइट h है और स्मॉल r रेडियस है, ये दोनों अपने को दिया है, इसका डायमीटर दिया है 3 मीटर, so रेडियस हो गया 1.5 मीटर and height is given as 14 meter which I have written over here. Now the earth taken out of it has been evenly spread all around it in the shape of a circular ring of width 4 meter to form an embankment. उसके अंदर का जो भी अर्थ निकाला गया, मिट्टी निकाली गई और कुएं के चारों तरफ ऐसा गोल डाल दिया गया और ऐसा एक रिंग बन गया जो कि आपको यहाँ पर एक फिगर में दिख रहा है। तो ये ग्राउंड लेवल के ऊपर है, रिंग है और ये पूरा हॉलो है। तो इस रिंग का आपको थोड़ा विजुअलाइज करेंगे, तो क्योंकि ये वेल का रीजन है तो ये वेल जितना रेडियस होगा उतना ही रेडियस इसका भी होगा, इनर वाला पार्ट। तो इनर रेडियस इज 1.5, दिस इज द विड्थ गिवन टू अस 4 मीटर। तो यहां से यहां तक का जो रेडियस होगा, ये आउटर वाला जो सिलेंडर है उसका रेडियस है, उसको लिखा गया आउटर रेडियस, दिस विल बी दिस प्लस दिस, तो 1.5 प्लस 4, दिस गिव्स अस 5.5 मीटर। एंड वी हैव बीन टोल्ड टू फाइंड द हाइट ऑफ द एम्बैंकमेंट। हाइट ऑफ द एम्बैंकमेंट मतलब ये, इसको कैपिटल एस से डिनोट किया गया। तो जो भी चीज दी हुई है और जो भी चीज पता लगाने को बोली गई है, द फिगर यू कैन सी ऑन द बोर्ड। नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, हाउ डू वी find the height? See, one thing you must have in your mind that what has been done over here, जो मिट्टी कुएं से निकाली गई है वो मिट्टी को यहाँ डाल दिया गया है। It is but obvious कि इसका जो वॉल्यूम होगा वो इस रिंग के वॉल्यूम के बराबर होगा। अब ये वेल एक सिलेंडर है, no doubt about that, लेकिन ये रिंग क्या है? रिंग if you can see it is also a cylinder but hollow cylinder है। मिट्टी कहाँ है? मिट्टी ये चारों तरफ है। इसका मतलब है कि इसमें यहाँ का जो मिट्टी है वो इस हॉलो सिलेंडर में आ गया। तो बाय द कंसिडरेशन वी कैन से दैट द वॉल्यूम ऑफ द वेल इज इक्वल टू वॉल्यूम ऑफ द मड इन द एम्बैंकमेंट। सो इफ आई गो इनटू दिस पर्टिकुलर कंसिडरेशन, आई कैन राइट लाइक दिस, वॉल्यूम ऑफ मड इन द एम्बैंकमेंट is equal to the volume of well. Now both are cylindrical, one is hollow, one is simple. So we can say that volume of mud in the embankment will be equal to volume of the outer cylinder minus volume of the inner cylinder. So I can write like this: pi for outer cylinder, capital R square, h, height is represented as capital H, minus pi small r square, capital H, is equal to volume of well. Volume of well, this is the well, radius is smaller, height is small h. So I write pi small r square h. I have just applied the formula. Now here I can take pi common. So if I take pi common, I can take even h common. I get r square minus r square is equal to pi r square h. Pi gets cancelled. If I put the value of the given numbers, capital R minus small r, I can write this as capital R plus small r into capital R minus small r. This can make my calculation easier. And small r, you know, is 3 by 2, also 1.5, but I am writing 3 by 2, and h is 14, as you can see. Now here what I will do, capital H, this is 5.5 plus 1.5, this is 5.5 minus 1.5. This is equal to, here I write as 3 by 2 into 3 by 2 into 14. So I can cancel also, but I will do that later on. So here I get h into, this is 7, this is 4, is equal to 3 by 2 into 3 by 2 into 14. Now let's go for the cancellation part. 7 into 2 is 14, 2 get cancelled. Now nothing else get cancelled, this 4 will come here. So I get capital H is equal to 3 to the 9 upon 4 to the 8. So H is equal to 9 by 8. If I go for the calculation, I think I'll get 1.125 meter. So the height of the embankment is 1.125 meter. This is the way we need to tackle this kind of sum. So students, next question is question number 23. Again a very important one. It says a man drives his car on a highway where the speed limit is 60 km per hour. He has to cover a distance of 240 km at a uniform speed on this road. If he increases speed by 20 km per hour, he can reach his destination 1 hour earlier. What is his original speed at which he travels actually? Now this question you have been you can see over here, it involves speed, distance and time. So what we shall do, I would suggest to make a table. Now say speed I take, then I take time, because distance is uniform. Now here there are two cases, one is original and the other is new. So if I divide this in this manner, this gives us a very clear idea of how to proceed with the sum. Now let's read the question once again. A man drives his car on a highway where the speed limit is 60 km per hour. He has to cover a distance of 240 km at a uniform speed on this road. So distance is fixed. Distance is 240 km. I will mention over here. The distance travelled is 240 km. Now, if he increases speed by 20 km per hour, he can reach his destination 1 hour earlier. सिंपल सी बात है, अब इसको एनालाइज कीजिए. अगर अपनी स्पीड को वो 20 km पर आवर से बढ़ाता है तो उसको पहुंचने के लिए 1 घंटा कम समय लगता है. और अपने को पूछा है कि उसकी ओरिजिनल स्पीड क्या थी, तो अपन ओरिजिनल स्पीड को x किलोमीटर पर आवर ले लेते हैं. अब आप देखेंगे जो न्यू स्पीड है वो है 20 किलोमीटर पर आवर मोर, जैसे कि क्वेश्चन में है. तो न्यू स्पीड हो जाएगी x प्लस 20 किलोमीटर पर आवर. अब डिस्टेंस आपको पता है 240 किलोमीटर, स्पीड x है ओरिजिनल, तो ओरिजिनल टाइम टेकन होगा, टाइम का फॉर्मूला है डिस्टेंस अपॉन स्पीड, तो ओरिजिनल टाइम टेकन हो जाएगा 240 अपॉन x आवर्स, और जो न्यू टाइम टेकन हो जाएगा वो होगा 240 अपॉन x प्लस 20 आवर्स. अब आपको सम करने पर समझ में आएगा कि यहाँ पे जो डिफरेंस ऑफ टाइम है वो 1 आवर का है. तो ये जो टाइम है और ये टाइम, इनके बीच में डिफरेंस 1 आवर का है. आपको समझना है कि कौन सा ज्यादा है और कौन सा कम समय है. जिसमें स्पीड कम है वो टाइम ज्यादा होगा, जिसमें स्पीड ज्यादा है वो टाइम कम होगा. इसका मतलब है कि ये इससे ज्यादा है, और कितना ज्यादा है वो दिया है, दैट इज 1 आवर. तो आई से एज पर क्वेश्चन या अकॉर्डिंग टू द क्वेश्चन, इक्वेशन बनाने के लिए अपन ऐसा कर सकते हैं, ये ज्यादा है ये कम है, तो 240 अपॉन x माइनस 240 अपॉन x प्लस 20 इज इक्वल टू 1 आवर. डिफरेंस 1 आवर कर दिया है. अब इसको अपन सॉल्व करेंगे तो अपने को x की वैल्यू मिल जाएगी. यहाँ 240 ऊपर कॉमन दिख रहा है तो ये हो जाएगा 1 अपॉन x माइनस 1 अपॉन x प्लस 20 इज इक्वल टू 1. लेट्स प्रोसीड. ये 240 को हम वहां लेके चले जाते हैं, तो यहाँ एलसीएम हो जाएगा x इंटू एक्स प्लस 20 और ऊपर आएगा x प्लस 20 माइनस x इज इक्वल टू 1 अपॉन 240. नाउ दिस x गेट्स कैंसिल, क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई कीजिए तो x स्क्वायर प्लस 20x इज इक्वल टू 20 इंटू 240 मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो हो जाएगा 4800. So you transpose it to one side, you get x square plus 20x minus 4800 is equal to 0. इसको सॉल्व करने पर आपको x की वैल्यू मिल जाएगी. So इसके बाद आपको सॉल्व करना है फॉर x. अगर यहाँ पॉजिटिव वैल्यू आती है दोनों, तो आपको एक वैल्यू को निगलेक्ट करना पड़ेगा. जनरली एक पॉजिटिव एक नेगेटिव आता है, नेगेटिव वैल्यू को रिजेक्ट करेंगे अपन और पॉजिटिव वैल्यू को सिलेक्ट करेंगे एंड वी विल कम टू द कंक्लूजन. तो इसको आपको सॉल्व करना है. द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 25. दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम सरफेस एरिया एंड वॉल्यूम. द क्वेश्चन सेज अ hollow cone is cut by a plane parallel to the base and the upper portion is removed. यहाँ आप देख रहे हैं ये एक कोन है और इसका ऊपर से ये पार्ट निकाल करके अलग कर दिया गया है. तो ये पार्ट अलग कर दिया गया है. फिर बोला गया इफ द कर्व सरफेस एरिया ऑफ द रिमाइंडर, रिमाइंडर में जो बचता है वो ये वाला पार्ट है और इस पार्ट को फ्रस्टम कहते हैं. फ्रस्टम ऑफ द कोन, ये वाला क्वेश्चन। तो द CSA, the curved surface area of the remainder is 8/9 of the curved surface area of the whole cone. So we have been given something, यहाँ पे इसको लिखता हूँ, it is curved surface area of frustum, नेम कर देते हैं PBCQ, it is 8/9 times the curved surface area of the whole cone. Cone is ABC, जैसा कि आपको दिख रहा है, पूरे कोन का नेमिंग ABC है। तो ये हमारे पास एक हेल्पिंग हैंड है, इस हेल्पिंग हैंड को यूज करके हमको इस सम को सॉल्व करना है। अब देखते हैं फाइंड क्या करने को बोला है फाइंड द रेशियो ऑफ द लाइन सेगमेंट्स इनटू व्हिच द एल्टीट्यूड ऑफ द कोन इज डिवाइडेड बाय द प्लेन। एल्टीट्यूड ऑफ कोन अगर है तो वो है AO, और ये प्लेन PQ है जो इसको M पॉइंट पे मीट कर रहा है। तो इस एल्टीट्यूड को ये प्लेन दो पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर रहा है, एक है AM, दूसरा है MO। अपने को इसका रेशियो फाइंड करने को बोला है। तो टू फाइंड वाला जो पोर्शन है वो है AM/MO। नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, हाउ टू टैकल दिस पर्टिकुलर सम? वेल, हमारे पास जो हेल्पिंग हैंड है वो जो है सामने आपके लिखा हुआ है। नाउ वी नीड टू कंसंट्रेट कि हम वहां तक कैसे पहुंचेंगे। आपको पता है कर्व सरफेस एरिया का जो फॉर्मूला होता है, फ्रस्टम हो या कोन हो, उसमें आता है R और L, ये दो डायमेंशन अपने को लगते हैं। लेकिन आप अगर ठीक से देखें, हमको जो फाइंड करना है उसमें ना R है ना L है। कैसे? क्योंकि AM और MO, AM इसका हाइट है, MO फ्रस्टम का हाइट है। तो इन दोनों को अगर हम देखें तो इनका रिलेशन अपने को स्मॉल r और L से पहले एस्टैब्लिश करना पड़ेगा, उसके बाद ही हम इसको फाइंड कर सकते हैं। एक बार देख लेते हैं अपने को क्या चाहिए। अगर हम AM को स्मॉल h, हाइट ऑफ स्मॉल कोन ले तो स्मॉल h है। अगर AO को हम कैपिटल S लेते हैं, यहां लिख लेते हैं, यहां पे लिख लेते हैं कि AM को हमने ले लिया स्मॉल h, AO को ले लिया कैपिटल H। उसके बाद MQ इज द रेडियस ऑफ दिस कोन, इसको ले लेते हैं स्मॉल r, और OC इज द रेडियस ऑफ द बिगर कोन, इसको ले लेते हैं कैपिटल R। फिर वैसे ही स्लांट हाइट लगने वाली है, तो AQ इज द स्लांट हाइट ऑफ दिस कोन, AQ को ले लेते हैं एज स्मॉल l, और AC इज द स्लांट हाइट ऑफ दिस बिग कोन, तो AC को ले लेते हैं कैपिटल L। ये डिनोशन हमने ले लिया। अब आप AM की जगह स्मॉल h लिखते हो तो MO की जगह क्या आएगा? MO is equal to AO minus AM. AO is capital H and AM is small h. So this is capital H minus small h. तो हमें जो फाइंड करना है उसमें ना L है ना R है, उसमें है H। तो एक बात बिल्कुल साफ है कि जब आप उसको यूज करेंगे तो आपको चाहिए रिलेशन बिटवीन H एंड R। अब आप यहां से H और R का एक रिलेशन एस्टैब्लिश करने की पहले कोशिश करो। आप देखो, ये जो ट्रायंगल है AMQ और ट्रायंगल AOC, इनको सिमिलर प्रूफ किया जा सकता है। AMQ और AOC को सिमिलर प्रूफ कर सकते हैं। कैसे? ये और ये पैरेलल बोला है, तो दिस एंगल इक्वल टू दिस एंगल करस्पॉन्डिंग, एंड दिस एंगल इज आल्सो इक्वल टू दिस एंगल दैट इज आल्सो करस्पॉन्डिंग। इसका मतलब है ट्रायंगल AMQ और ट्रायंगल AOC सिमिलर प्रूफ हो जाता है, जो कि हम पहले करेंगे। मतलब हमने लिखा ट्रायंगल AOM similar to triangle AOC, this is by AA test। तो जब हमने सिमिलर प्रूफ कर लिया तो हमको उसका रिलेशन मिलेगा CPST। तो ये रिलेशन ऐसे हो जाता है AO upon, sorry, it is not AOM, it is AMQ similar to AOC। तो it is AM upon AO is equal to MQ upon OC is equal to AQ upon AC। इसका रीजन आपको पता है, CPST। चलिए, अब जो डिनोशंस अपन ने यहाँ पे लिए हैं वो मेंशन कर देते हैं। देखो, AM जो है स्मॉल h है, AO कैपिटल H है, then MQ is small r, OC is capital R, and this is small l upon capital L, this will be number 1। now ये रिलेशन एस्टैब्लिश करना क्यों जरूरी है आपको थोड़ी देर में समझ में आ जाएगा। अब हमको जो फाइंड करना है वो है ये। इसको फाइंड करने के लिए हमको यही यूज करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि इसके अलावा हमारे पास कोई हेल्पिंग हैंड नहीं है। अब फ्रस्टम ऑफ कोन PBCQ और फ्रस्टम और CSA ऑफ फ्रस्टम PBCQ एंड CSA ऑफ कोन ABC का रिलेशन है। नाउ फ्रस्टम का CSA का फॉर्मूला थोड़ा सा टिपिकल है, तो हम कोशिश करेंगे कि उसको वहां से हटा दें। अगर हम CSA ऑफ फ्रस्टम को यहाँ पर देखें तो हम इसको ऐसा ही बोल सकते हैं, CSA ऑफ द होल कोन माइनस CSA ऑफ स्मॉल कोन। तो फ्रस्टम की जगह हम लोग लिख देंगे CSA ऑफ कोन ABC माइनस CSA ऑफ कोन APQ इज इक्वल टू, जो यहाँ राइट साइड में उसको ऐसे रख देंगे, CSA ऑफ ABC। तो अब हमारा काम थोड़ा सा आसान हो जाता है। तो हम क्या करते हैं, इसको, क्योंकि ABC इसमें है और इसमें है, इसे हम यहाँ ले आते हैं और इसको हम वहां ले जाते हैं। यहाँ ला करके जब आप इससे माइनस करोगे तो आपको मिलेगा 1/9 टाइम्स CSA ऑफ ABC, और इसको वहां ले जाओगे तो ये हो जाएगा CSA ऑफ APQ, ये माइनस हो जाएगा प्लस। अब फॉर्मूला अप्लाई करते हैं। तो CSA ऑफ ABC की बात करें तो ये बड़ा कौन है, तो फॉर्मूला है पाई RL, तो इट विल बी 1/9 पाई कैपिटल R कैपिटल L, और इसका हो जाएगा पाई स्मॉल r स्मॉल l, पाई पाई गेट कैंसिल। अब हम इन दोनों को वहां ट्रांसपोज करते हैं, तो ये होगा 1/9 इक्वल टू स्मॉल r बाय कैपिटल R इनटू स्मॉल l बाय कैपिटल L। तो यहां तक हम पहुंचते हैं। अब हम देख रहे हैं स्मॉल r बाय कैपिटल R को और स्मॉल l बाय कैपिटल दोनों को हम स्मॉल s बाय कैपिटल से रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं। तो आई राइट नाउ 1/9 इक्वल टू स्मॉल h बाय कैपिटल H इनटू स्मॉल h बाय कैपिटल H। ये आया कहां से, ये आया यहां से, व्हिच इज रिलेशन नंबर 1। नाउ दिस इज h अपॉन h का होल स्क्वायर, ये 1/9 है, तो आपको मिलेगा 1/3 इक्वल टू स्मॉल h बाय कैपिटल H। तो यहां से अपने को कंक्लूजन मिलता है, देयरफॉर कैपिटल H इज इक्वल टू 3h। अब जो फाइंड करना है उसकी बारी है। जो फाइंड करना है वो AM अपॉन MO, AM अपॉन MO इज स्मॉल h बाय कैपिटल H माइनस स्मॉल h, जैसे कि लिखा हुआ है। यहां वैल्यू पुट कर देते हैं, ये स्मॉल h है, कैपिटल H की जगह 3h माइनस h, इट कम्स h अपॉन 2h, h is cancel, so I get AM upon MO is equal to 1/2. This is the final answer. In this way, this sum can be tackled.